people lost her job right there on Twitter. She put out a tweet, something I hope I don't get mugged or something or robbed, whatever. You know, something perfectly legitimate to say going down to South Africa. But I guess the rest of the world doesn't know that. They just sit on their fat asses looking at their Twitter feed going, oh my God, did you see that? That VP lost her job. Oh yes, and it was a her, by the way. So you've just cost a woman her career. Well done. Bravo. Hats off. But getting back to my bakery man, what ultimately happened to him? Well, he got slapped with so many fines, he was put out of business. Why? Because he was busy that fucking day. So now, what is the moral of this story, Crash? Well, here's the moral of the story. When a gay couple comes into your business now, I don't care if you sell guns, if you're a restaurant, if you're a clothing store, I don't care what you're doing in business, ladies and gentlemen, anymore. But if you're doing anything in business out there in America, when gay people come into your store now, you have to bend over and take it. You have to afford them every single option and service that's available. And if you can't do it, you have to make it happen, or they'll put you out of business. Who the hell gave these fuckers that kind of power, that kind of broad authority to shut down your family's business? Huh? You think big stores, chain stores like Walmart aren't afraid of the same things? Of course they are. That's why they put millions and millions of dollars every year into their legal war chests. Because they know it's coming. The difference between Bob the Baker in Colorado and Walmart, of course, is that they have the money to keep paying out and keep on going. They can handle that cost of doing business. Mainstream America businesses, mom and pop family-owned businesses, maybe your home-based business, you can't. And you'll die. And that'll kill small business all over the country because the gay people just won't have it any other way. Now we're going to go for another commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about threats and terrorism, because that's what this is getting into. And of course, I'm talking about the story today, about the threats tied to the RFRA Prompt Indiana pizzeria to close its doors permanently. Threats. Yeah, not even kidding. We'll be back in 2.
And you are listening to Crash Talk with Christopher John Taylor, a.k.a. Crash Jesus, on HTLA Radio 1, New York.
What if there was a coffee that was sourced from some of the world's most renowned growing regions, abundant with rich, fertile soil? What if this coffee was picked at the perfect moment, then packed meticulously and shipped carefully to be roasted under the watchful eye of coffee masters? What if it was expertly blended, ground, and sealed, ensuring maximum flavor and freshness, then brewed in small batches and always served fresh within 20 minutes, just the way you like it? Now, what if this coffee just happened to be the coffee you already know and love? Tim Hortons. Always fresh. Always great tasting coffee.
The hot new accessory? Brows that wow. New from Maybelline, New York, it's Brow Drama, our first sculpting ball brush with tinted gel. Just sweep, then sculpt for bolder, sculpted brows. New Brow Drama. Get the look at Maybelline.com. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Some said the U.S. has lost its innovative power. We said America is lighting the way as the innovation nation. Singular insights, superior execution. That's the power of global connections. Bank of America, Merrill Lynch. Voted top global research firm 2011, 12, and 13.
You walked into the hotel as a 5. But when she saw the room, you turned into a weird 7. When she saw the rooftop pool, you went to 11. You two should probably get a room. Oh, that's right. You already did. At Planet Earth's #1 accommodation site, Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Glasses. White Rum has a new captain. Introducing the all-new Captain Morgan White Rum. 5 times distilled for a smoother taste.
We're New York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.
Yes, we are back, and we are New York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1. Yes, we are. Tuesday, April 7th, 2015, 59 degrees still in Central Park. It's cloudy, but it's 59, so I'm okay with that. That's a good thing. That's what that is. Anywho, welcome back to the show. Of course, you're listening to Crash Talk on Tuesday night, of course. That's what we do here on Tuesday night. And, of course, tonight's episode, RFRA, not RGAY, is the title of the show today. And we've been talking about religion. Yes, all the various different storybooks out there that makes up the sum and total of religion, and how religion looks upon homosexuality and all that good stuff. And the abomination. No, not Obama Nation. No, the abomination that is transgenders. Now that we have the technology to make them bionically superior. Yes, that's it. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Just guessing. And really, a lot of this stuff leaves one guessing because, again, I got to go back to the language of the act. I really do. Let's start off with the title of it. It's the Religious Freedom Restoration Act. It is not the LGBT Freedom Defamation Act. See, those are different words I used there. Did you see that? They kind of rhymed, but completely different meanings. Well, the Religious Freedom Restoration Act is being treated as though it says it's the LGBT Freedom Decimation Act. That's what it's being treated as. Quote, it aims to prevent state and local governments from, quote, substantially burdening a person's exercise of religion unless the government can prove it has a compelling interest and uses the least restrictive means to do so. And, of course, again, earlier in the first segment, I qualified all that, didn't I? There's nowhere in the Quran that says strap a bomb vest to you and go out into a shopping mall. But there's Muslims out there that do it. That's why the government reserves the right to say that unless it has compelling interest, of which, of course, the bomb vest guy at the mall would be a compelling interest, and they use the least restrictive means to carry that out. Well, yeah. That's what that means. There's no mention of LGBT, gays, lesbians, transgenders, bisexuals, black people. It's got nothing to do with any of that. It's purely religious freedom. And your right and my right as Americans to go out and pursue whatever the hell religion we want. That's right. Whichever storybook we think's the coolest, that's the one you're allowed to go with. But no, it's all anti-LGBT. Yes, because in some obscure corner of the earth somewhere, this law, when applied to that law and mixed up with a fifth of Jack Daniels, could actually result in some kind of discrimination against LGBT. Well, you can go to any bar in the country. I'm sure there's somebody tanked enough there that's going to have an issue, right? And then in the second segment, what did we talk about, gang? We talked about perception, didn't we? Mm-hmm. What the public perceives, what the PCers perceive, what the LGBTers indeed perceive. and why they're so upset, and indeed what the rest of the normal human race out there, the guys who are just regular everyday Americans with the same rights and freedoms as every other everyday American, not out there going and seeking to bring down the Supreme Court over their special little group, because it's got to be a special little group. I know so because they were right at the front of my St. Patrick's Day parade in New York City with their rainbow banner. What's that got to do with St. Patrick's Day, you might ask? Not a fucking thing. Absolutely not. But politically what? Politically, the mayor stuck them right in that parade, front and center. Right, the first thing to hit the streets was that banner. St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. Well, now we're going to turn away from looking at it from the religious. We're going to turn away from looking at it from the LGBT perspective. We're going to look at it for a moment from a terrorism perspective. Yeah. Threats tied to the RFRA have prompted an Indiana pizzeria to close its doors. Now you may say, hey, Crash, dude, calm down. It's just a little pizza joint, a little hole in the wall. But as we all know, if they close their doors because of some details I'm about to reveal to you, businesses all over the country could be closing tomorrow for the same thing. Let me clue you in. There's a pizza place that 2 days ago was completely unknown to most people outside the small Indiana town. And almost overnight, well, no, it exactly was overnight, that pizzeria became the target of internet fury after it was one of the first establishments to publicly say that it wouldn't cater a same-sex wedding. Nothing to do with the RFRA. No, they just came out and said that they wouldn't cater a same-sex wedding. They're a pizzeria. That's kind of like a dentist saying, I'm not going to cater a same-sex wedding. It kind of doesn't apply because pizzerias don't generally cater same-sex or any sex weddings. They're a pizzeria. Well, the restaurant in a 2,200-person town of Walkerton, which is about 20 miles, give or take, southwest of South Bend, was one of the first businesses to publicly say it would do what opponents of the religious freedom law feared would happen. The owner of Memories Pizza, in an interview with South Bend television station, said that they would refuse to cater a wedding for a gay or lesbian couple due to religious reasons. Oh. Okay, Crash is cluing in now. So they're taking that religious freedom now, and they're, heaven forbid, they're exercising it, aren't they? It's no different than you or I would do, is it? Well, if I was religious, of course. I think they're all a bunch of storybooks, and I told you so in the first segment. But it's all right? Uh-oh, wait a minute. Well, not if it's not PC, not if it's not acceptable, not if it's offensive. Well, after being thrust into political and cultural firestorms that gripped Indiana, the business shut its doors. Police had to step up patrols around the shop. Never mind that it is unlikely that anyone would ask a small pizza place to cater a wedding, but the backlash that concentrated on the pizzeria revealed the deep emotional impact felt by those on both sides of the legislation. Or at least that's what USA Today would want you to believe with their little story here. Now, the Walkerton Police Department pleaded with residents to follow the law in a statement released Wednesday after social media commenter threatened to burn down the restaurant. Another threatened to kill its owners, and still more on Twitter threatened ramifications to that business owner's family. Well, the Walkerton Police Department is committed to extending professional police services to all in need, regardless of said person's sexual, religious, or political views. The department said in a statement, "We ask that all frustrations and rebuttals with Memories Pizza recent media statements remain within the law." In other words, you